Hi everyone, today we have in chapter 3 and how create a relationship with God. And today's chapters we have who God says I am, right? I say so many times the devils want to control the narrative, right? So you don't need to have everything figured it out. God already knows what's in your mind and He meets you right where you are. Prepare your mind. Before we go any further, take a moment to pause and check in with yourself. What have you been saying about yourself? If you think about it, we always create our own narrative about who we are without realizing that those particular characteristics are nothing but bad spirits that we have inherited from our family line. So that's why Jesus say we need to born again. We're going to explain how the devils want to steal our identity through television, music, and through our family members, right? In television, we always think that because we see something in TV, it's because it must be true, which they are controlling the whole narrative about what we should see. And that is a very important topic we are fighting against these days because we don't trust television anymore. We have thousands of influencers who speak the truth through the phones, which is how actually we eventually became so aware of what's going on in the world right now, right? Second, through the music, you don't understand that everything you say is like you create your own word, and the words that you say are very important, like the verb. It's like we create the magic basically, right? So it is important what we say because God says the words we use can be like used for create life or death, right? And another way to the devil try to steal our identity is like through our family members with transgenerational demons. I explain you a little bit how this works. Like you can identify them through negative patterns or curses that are passed down through family bloodlines from one generation to the next. The core idea is that unresolved since trauma, occult involvement, or strong negative emotions from ancestors can create a spiritual inheritance that affects descendants sometimes for 3 to 4 generations or more. So that's why when we say, oh, I have a bad character because my mom have bad character, used to have bad character, and then I'm like this, and psychology, psychiatry, they try to explain that through science, which is just unresolved problems. But most of those unresolved problems are just bad spirit, which is our demons. Ephesians 6:12, because we are fighting against principalities and rulers of the darkness, and so that's very important to have very clear. With all respect, psychologists and psychiatrists discern, which I consider is all bullshit. It's just simple. They are just demons, that you have to fight against them. There is I saw some image like in internet that says, or either you learn to fight with your demons, or they will raise your child, which is I consider is like just literally exactly like that, words like that exactly. So God is like, it's not asking you, but like it's telling you like to create a new truth by speaking it into existence, but open your eyes to see what He has already declared true, so you can believe it, and then begin speaking it over your own life, right? To born again in Christ, right? Which is like, I born like this, like Lady Gaga says, oh darling, no, that's why you have to born again. You didn't born it that way. First, we need to say to God, they open our eyes. We need to say to Him, yeah, I know maybe it sounds spiritual, but that's your world and you have to accept it. Like you are a little boy learning new information, you have to speak to Him. You have to say, God, please open my eyes. The most important thing about you, it's not who you think you are, but who God says you are. Solomon put it plainly, death and life are in the power of the tongue. those who love it will